Hello everybody. How's everybody going? Let's see who's here. Q Lavier, Evo, Lubed Helios, I Frozen Taps, and Dani Freitas. Hey, how are you? Hey, Protein Bro, how are you? All right, so I don't know if you guys know this, but every Tuesday around this time is when I stream my builds. So if you're not subscribed, make sure it's not subscribed, followed. If you don't follow me yet, make sure you follow me to be notified about new builds and whatnot. So today we're going to be building my very first matrix board. I don't know if you guys saw it on Instagram. I published it everywhere. Yeah, let's keyboard. I can tweak this settings tomorrow when I do some random unboxings. Let's get to what we're here for. Yeah, it's just the face itself that it's wider than usual. All right, you probably saw me unboxing this already. This is that beautiful Matrix Abel Dark Plus. And I think everything we need is going to be here. We're not going to use this alternative back. We also do have a few alternative badges, but I think the one that I have on is the one I'm going with. I'll show you the other options. Let me grab it here. It's freaking midnight. Thanks for staying here so late. All right, let me know if the mic is good. I made it a little louder. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna do some debugging tomorrow in another live stream because I don't get that problem. Even on my headset, it's still normal. All right, so the badge that I chose was this one. I think it's the prettier one, but I'll show you the other options. They have the blue one, which I don't like. Let's do this. I'm not gonna talk. Let me go to the side real quick so I can show you. Yeah, and I put it together on stream. If you go to my channel and you search for PC build or something like that, you see the exact components and whatnot. It was the first and only PC that I put together. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the PC is not the problem, or at least it shouldn't be. You remember, Panda? I was so clueless. Man, it's too bad that look at this. Like, I really love this camera. It kills me that I can't use it. Yeah, i9, I'm almost sure that's the spec. And the SSD is like a 1 terabyte NVMe M2 or something like that. Let me just reply to someone here. Yeah, and it may be the capture card. I'm using a very non-optimal, capture card. I need to replace it with the cam link that I have. All right, so this is the back. I can show you guys real quick. The audio is going to be shitty, but and then we have the PCB, and there is a little thingy. Let me see if I can. So the back here is supposed to be an LED thingy. And that's what we need to figure out how to connect to the PCB. So that's going to be our challenge. I don't know if it's 1 terabyte or 512. I believe it's 1 terabyte, but I don't even remember. But the reason I got it is because I edit videos on this computer as well, or at least I should edit videos on this computer. I do it, you know, every now and then. Yeah, I'm gonna have that checked after the stream. I don't wanna leave you guys, let you guys be my lab rats. Probably run a test stream tomorrow, and then if you're here is because you're okay with being a lab rat and not watching me build something. Right, I know. I just wanted to buy, you know, something that I wouldn't need to touch for quite some time. That would be overkill. The only thing that is not top notch is the graphics card. It isn't like a 1080. I think it's an overclocked 1070 Ti. All right, so we have the thing that we'll need to connect is this thing here. And I'm gonna unscrew it so we can take a look. But I still need to figure out where it's supposed to go. Maybe we'll need to check other builds by other people because I am clueless. So let me find a place to put the top and the bottom. Hold on. Man, I am sad. Why are you sad? Yeah, I have an iMac. That's my day-to-day computer, is an iMac, the 5K. I only use this PC for streaming and video editing. Oh, really? So you ran out of Ping Masters are out of stock. Phew, that is really sad. Hey, Jay, he is, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sure I'm butchering it. So, oh, this one is for the badge. I think we can keep this one in. So here we have this back piece, and it has this LED thingy along with the acrylic. Oh, that we need to peel as well. So let me start. Yeah, we can peel it later as our last thing. All right, now let me take out the PCB. Hey Pedro, how are you? All right, so let me put this aside as well. Hold on. Now I need to look up somewhere on how you're supposed to make this thing work. So let's see. This is supposed to go like this on the case, right? Yeah, because and this thing is probably gonna go. Hold on, I think it's better if we double check it. So there is this thing here that goes here. Let me take out this for now. This goes in here. And then a little part over there is exposed. So I think it's the other way around. Yes, and then I don't know if you guys can see, but there, that is the only place that is exposed. And being so, I believe that this would go like this inside there. And so this goes in like this, and then you have this there. So then you have, and you have those two things here, right? Let me see. Oh, you're from Argentina, Misiones. That's very cool. How are you taking the new election? Are you left wing, right wing? Were you pro Macri or are you pro Kirchner? All right, so here's what I'll do. We have square, then round, round. So the white is on the square. So we have white, black, and gray. So white, black. This is kind of tricky. White, black, and gray. Now let's plug this in. Hold on. I need a larger cable. Why do I always bump into something? Is this gonna do it? I think so. Let's see. Hopefully nothing blows up. Shit, this is not mini. Hold on, guys. Let me grab a mini cable. Yeah, I totally get you. I think that Macri did a lot of weird moves, but I wouldn't be happy with the return of the left wing like Macri. Sorry, not Macri, like Kirchner. I am really sad myself that that's happening. So let me plug it. So again, it's white, black, and gray. So here you go. White, black, and gray. Plug it in. There we go. Success. So that is how you plug it. All right. So if Kirchner and Fernandez came back, we are dead. We're going to be Venezuela. Yes, I really think it's going to be hard. It blinks. Yay, first victory. All right, so we know what to do. We need to wire this into this. Now the question is, I think I should solder something like this here in a way that we can use a jumper wire to keep it connected. So maybe what I really need to do is to solder, you know, one here and one there. And then the other thing we need to figure out is if we have enough length to plug them in, but I am quite confident that we do. So maybe that's what we need to do. I'm gonna go and solder it there and then just use it like this. So we can plug it here and plug it here. So I just don't know if we're gonna have enough clearance. Oh, it would be nice if we could bend it a little bit. I know there are a few that come pre-bent. A few like this that come pre-bent. Maybe we can try to bend it. I mean, what do we have to lose? Hold on. Okay, I think this is not a bad job. Look, I can bend it a little bit further. Let's see. So then what we can do is just put it like this here. Yeah, I like it. What do you guys think? And then we solder it here like that. And then we just plug it to the thing there. No, thank you, man. Oh, nice. So you came through Tahe types and then Tubies. Yeah, they're all friends, man. I really like Tubies streams as well. And what can I say about Nathan? Nathan is just the king of keyboards. All right, let's. I just turned on my soldering iron. Let's solder those two connectors, and then we can see if they work. Let's start with that. All right, so this is gonna go here like that. So here's what I do. Let me grab the soldering iron here. Oh yeah, and I even bought a board from Nathan back in the day when he wasn't the king of keyboards yet. I bought a Duck Viper from him. Very nice keyboard. So this is how I want it. Here's some solder. Let's see if we can solder one pin first. You're the king. Nathan is popular. Oh man, I wish. No, Nathan is a cool guy. He's the king of keyboards. This is, by the way, not how you should solder. Maybe that's how, but I guess if it works, it doesn't matter, right? It was enough to, so let me just make sure that it's flush, which it isn't. So let's reheat the solder and get your fingers burned. Okay, now it's flush. Let's solder the rest. No, now I messed up. Hold on. Let's see. Thanks for the support. Yeah, you're the king. Man, everyone I know bought Duke from Nathan. I discovered Tubies 1 week ago and seems like a nice guy. Yeah, he's a very nice guy. You have more keyboard than Logitech's distribution center. Okay. If you say so. All right, let me see if I can move this a little bit because it's not as flush as I'd like it to be. see. Yeah, this is terrible. I may need to get my, hold on. Let's get the famous octopus. Octopus. All right, I think this will do. It's not perfect, but it's not bad either. Let me show you. Can you see? I think this is more than enough for a good connection. Let me take it out. Let me solder the other pins and then we can move on to the other piece. Some continents have less keyboards than Mr. Keeps. All right, let me move on to this piece here. So let me think again. This thing is going to be like that. So we need to solder it like this. Let me see if I can put some tape here. Wow, so 2 people from Argentina here. That's nice. Welcome, hermanos. How hard it is to get keyboards there? How is the importing taxes and whatnot? Is it as bad as in Brazil? Yeah, the problem here is that we don't have a lot of surface to hold this to. Hold on. All right, I think it's perfect. Let me just see if it fits where it's supposed to be. Yeah, can you guys see? I think this is going to be perfect. All right. Let me solder the rest. Sorry, guys, I'm neglecting chat because I'm trying to get this done. Let's see. Felipe, yeah, the Chuck Norris of keyboards. I see potential Mimi brewing here. What else? So where did you find Crytox? Race 3 was your first. Man, I would have to use my ultimate weapon to start typing on Russian. So what is your ultimate weapon, Panda? Right, let me finish this soldering job here. And I think we may need to cut this part, but I'm not gonna do it unless we have to when we're assembling. I think here there won't be an issue because, yeah, maybe I'll need to trim these pieces here. We'll see when we're putting it together. So let me do one last test just to make sure that we can connect them again. So it's gonna be again black, white, gray, or rather gray, white, black. There we go. And then this thing is gonna sit around here. So we're gonna put them like this. Let me plug it in to see if we get lights again. So let me just make sure that I have the right order. So black is on the square, and here black is on the square. So that seems to be correct. And sure enough, we have a way to connect and disconnect this thing in case we need to take out the PCB, which is awesome. Really happy with this solution. Let's just make sure that they fit once we build them. Let me put the plate here just to make sure that this thing is not going to short or touch the plate or anything, and then we can finally start soldering. So I think this is perfect because we don't have a switch here. This is where the arrow keys would be. So I think we're golden. This thing is going to be exposed. I think when keyboards have, they usually have the the USB breakout. So you should be seeing 4 of those, which is, I think, 5 volts, data plus, data minus, and ground. So if you see 4 of those, where 1 is square and the rest is all round, it's probably a way to use a breakout USB in case you don't want to use the one that comes soldered on the board. So usually what I see on PCBs is that. I can show you that. Hold on. I'm sure they will. It will taper off, Panda. Just bear with them. So the one you see in most PCBs, Clavier, I think is like this, where you have a square and then 3 rounds like this. Yeah, and you can see it's labeled here. So the square is ground, and then you have data plus, data minus, and 5 volts. Those are the only 4 pins that keyboards use out of the USB standard. Even when they, I mean, only if they're like something that charges a battery or something like that, it may be different. But those are the 4 pins out of the USB standard that keyboards use. Does that make sense, Flavier? So yeah, that's what you see in most of the PCBs. This one is kind of a proprietary thing just for the underglow. So it's basically one extension from here to that breakout thingy that we saw. All right, I think as far as RGB goes, we are good to go. So I'm gonna take out the switches and we can start soldering. And just to be fair, Panda, I don't understand most of what they're saying as well. Just FYI. I can make sense of it, but I don't understand most of it. But as I said, it's gonna be... I'm sure it's gonna taper off eventually. Okay, let me... All right, so I think before I start soldering would be very nice. True, yes, absolutely. I think that's one suggestion. And I don't know if you noticed, Panda, but I was about to solder this without stabs. But luckily I already prepared the stabs, so we have them here. So for this, there is no, even though, no, I thought that the board, the PCB supported split, but it doesn't. But I'm super glad that at least it has a fixed plate, no ISO and no other option. The only option you have for stepped caps. So I'm really happy with where this is going. All right, let's test the stabs. Again, I almost forgot about the stabs. You're good. You're good. Of course, what, Demon? They're loving each other. They're beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I remember when it was only me and Arctic Fox on the Brazilian community. I only knew him. It was pretty hard. So it's nice, you know, to bump into a countryman like that. So I need to figure out where to put those stabs. I believe it's like this and here from the plate. And look at this, Panda. We have a south-facing wire. How cool is that? I think it may be my first board that has south-facing. And then Mr. Keeps. Yeah, man, I still remember your first stream. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm always happy when I find new people in Brazil on the community. Like, super happy to see more of us. I think almost all the streamers, everybody that is on our channel, I was there on their first build. Like, I'm always trying to encourage people to stream when they do like the first build. It's easier to help as well. What the deal is here? Why is it not screwing? Oh, frack. Yeah, Mito is Brazilian. Oh, look at that. Taz, not sure if you're here, but I really appreciated you hosting me, because I know you have a lot of followers. So that's really cool. Thank you. I don't know if you guys know Tess. I think most of you do. But she streams a lot of gameplay. I think she is mostly playing nowadays Borderlands 2. And forgive me if I said something wrong. I am not that into games. And Demon, if you could be as kind as to paste her channel URL, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think she does Borderlands 2. Is Miro a bad apple? Why would he be? Hey, there you are. Yeah, no, thank you very much, Tess. Really, really appreciate it. And she, of course, she does a lot. Oh, thank you for the host, Qlavier. That's awesome as well. But Taz, she does a lot of gameplay, but she also does a lot of keyboard builds. She's doing a lot more lately, too. Yes, that's how hosting works. I need to add both of you to my hosting list. But yes, Tez is amazing. Make sure you follow her and eventually subscribe. She has really great content. I can't speak for the gameplay because I am not knowledgeable enough, but I know that her keyboard streams are very, very thorough, and she does one thing that I think is pretty cool, which is spreading the words about mechanical keyboards to people that are more, you know, like game players that only follow her because of the cats and because of the games. And from time to time she does the keyboard streaming, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, she's here, but thank you, Demon. Thank you so much. And Tess, this is a challenging build because I had to basically figure out how to... There is a stripe, an LED stripe that goes to the back of the keyboard like that. And I had to come up with a way to connect that, and I had to figure out where would be the right place to connect. So I like challenging and different stuff. So this is a very unique build. So we have the enter here. Yeah, very, very unusual. Is the music too low? Yeah, I mean the whole accent of the keyboard is blue. It's a blue plate, a blue back, very blue bottom. I want to say, not blue back. I should have brewed some blue bottle to go with it. Missed opportunity. Yeah, and it's been a while since I did a TKL. I think the last one I did was the number 1. Long time ago. He'll fix you. How often do you have to see or to go to physical therapy? So I think this is what we need. Let me test the steps now. Let me grab the switches we're going to be using. And I'm thinking that I may have an opportunity to use my BSP set. Hold on. All right, let me just check if my BSP is on this extras box here. Sorry guys, I just wanted to have a good opportunity to use this set. This is only win keyless, so might as well. Hey, boa noite, Langalandia, how are you? Man, I'm really liking this board, especially I was telling somewhere else here on stream that I love the challenge that this stripe that goes towards the back of the keyboard posed. So we're basically going to connect it to a custom connector that I made up. So that's going to be pretty fun. Man, I didn't talk about the case yet. And by the way, the man that taught me everything that I know about keyboards, I was talking about him before, is here. I don't have a command yet for him, but make sure that you guys follow him. This guy is the best keyboard streamer out there, like heads down. The only problem is that he sucks at other stuff, like he doesn't know anything about food, especially Asian food and cocoa spread and things like that. He knows nothing about that. So subscribe for the keyboard stuff and forget about all the BS that he talks about the other stuff. I'm kidding, man. Like I think 10% of what he streams is about keyboards. The rest is just lots of fun. All hail to Master Anthony. This guy is the guy. Like seriously, everything that I know, I owe to him. Coolest guy ever. And by the way, thank you, Anthony, for everything that you share with everybody. Like, seriously, everything. How to solder, how to put your switches, how to make sure that they're flush, everything. Gotta make time for the Matrix, yes. No, really glad you're here. Because I only bought this board because of your stream. I really fell in love with this board, and then I put it as a how do you say, notification alarm, if you will, on Reddit for, and then the minute this one showed up, I bought it. Like, I was in love with this board. And you see, I'm so nervous that Anthony's here that I was going to test the stabs, and now I'm putting switches randomly on the board. And I'm shaking too. A BL themed board. What is a BL? Oh, Borderlands, and you're probably talking to her, not to me. Brazil lady. You see, I'm slow, but not that slow. I could grasp it. All right, let's pretend I didn't do another mistake keeps here. Did you know that my nickname is Mistake Keeps, Anthony? Because I make at least one mistake on every build that I do. I don't know if this can be considered the first one, but wow. And those switches are in flush. Like the PCB mount pins are really small and tight. Mistake like this. Mistake. Yeah, but I got what you meant. All right, let's freaking test those steps. And you know what? I'm not going to use... Oh, I think PBT comes with ABS, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is ABS, so we're good. BSP, not BPS. Your Tokyo Nights is at the post office. Nice. I really like that set. Hold on. Yep, looks like this one is. We're good on the spacebar. Let's move on to the others. Oh, this, yeah. And I think I'm gonna use ABS for the others, just to make sure. Yep, this one is good. Yeah, and this, kids, is why you test steps. Take a look at this. Problems much? Yeah. So this step here has something upside down. Let me just make sure that this is the only one. Yeah, this one here. Look at that. Amit is here. Hey, how are you, Amit? Thank you for joining us. This is going to be a long one. We were trying to figure out the little LED thing. And Anthony, I don't know if you're still there, but here's what I did. I don't know what you did to test the... I soldered this little connector here. And I bent it sideways. And I also soldered one on the stripe. And I know that yours was not working. So I soldered it here. I may need to clip it from here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this jumper wire from the... Oh, if I can manage to get it here. But you got the idea, right? I'm gonna basically plug it here so you can take it out without having to desolder anything. You're okay. I'll make sure that of that. It was a pre-assembled. Like when I unboxed it, I assembled everything back. But I will make sure that it's straight. So it's this side here that is bad. I have no idea what Path of Exile is. Is there a keycap for that? BL is Borderlands. Admit I was as clueless as you are a little while back. Yep, stabs are good. All right, so now I think we can start soldering that. I need to make sure that I check the where we should do this. Hold on. If it's the left or the right spot. Probably the one on the right. Well, let's see. Where are the blue stabs? I know, right? Missed opportunity again. All right, so it's towards the left there. And maybe towards the right here. Let me check. Yeah, and I didn't show you guys, I only showed it when I unboxed it, but the reason I bought this was because of those chamfers. And this anodizing is just top notch. This is so different from everything. Look at that. Like, how nice is that chamfer finish? True, where is the linears? Another missed opportunity. Hold on. I think it is. I think it is. It is amazing. I really think it is one of the best keyboards I've ever tried. And how does it sound after build? I didn't see your stream, to your VOD to the end. Does it sound as nice as it looks? Oh, okay. That's a way to make me to throw some cold water on my expectation, but it's okay. At least you're realistic. Yeah, number one Rev 1. That, I mean, did you? I mean, I only have the Rev 1, like the regular one. Now I don't know if this is positioned right. I think it isn't. Let me put the escape as well. Yeah, I have Rev 0. Sounds better than the Rev 0? Okay. Let me actually screw it in. Hold on. The one you have sounds better than Rev 1. Yours sounds... Yeah, that's what I understood, I think. I don't know by now. Okay, let me just put a few screws just to make sure. Hey, look who's here. Welcome, welcome, Talisman. Thank you for joining us. Should have used blue clicky inks. I heard those are really good, right, Panda? Only heard good things about the clicky inks. I mean, they are clicky, so it's really hard for them to be good, no? I'm just assuming they're not that good. I think someone told me that they're pretty trashy, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am have a little prejudice due to the fact that they are clickies. So I don't know. All right, let's start soldering. Romer Panda, what is that? I really need 4 weeks to make his boards. I want my SMK. What's a matrix Abel? It's a matrix board, a TKL, that has a few special features like the chamfers that it has on the top that I'll show you in a second, and also the stripe, the LED stripe that goes towards the back. It's a very nice board. I'm really liking it. And you should always make sure that your switches are flush against the PCB. And as you can see, this one here, there's a little nub that isn't touching. I don't know if you guys can see, but there is a little nub on the front and it's kind of floating. So when that happens, what I learned to do with Anthony is to reflow the one pin that you already soldered and push the switch in. Which is exactly what I did now. That makes sure that the switch is now flush to the PCB. Learned with the best. So you can now see that, hopefully you can see that the little nub on the front is touching the PCB. It's really hard to see, but you can trust me that it's now touching the PCB. This is not what I want to see on this channel. What you want to see mistakes, right? Sorry to disappoint. Yeah, I'm just showing off because Anthony's here. Once he's gone, we're gonna have a lot of band switches that are misaligned and everything. Yeah, the house is full today. Still floating a little bit. Yeah, now we're good. Hey, I have to get you my thoughts on your logo. I did see the post. Yeah, this guy approached me and the beauty was silent. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm going for linears. I am not a very creative person. I always go with linears when I can. I have the keyboard that I have here. One of those Doge CRs. I don't know if you saw those, Anthony. The reason I dislike this keyboard is because it's an integrated plate, so the sound is kind of bad. So I went with Xylens on this one, Xylent V2s. Yeah, I have MT3 on my KBD V2, KBD 75 V2, and I really like them there. Oh, what is this MG profile? I saw people talking about it, but I have no idea what it is. Lots of new profiles coming out lately, right? I saw the half SA that I always think of half-assed when I see it. What else? Recently we had MDA, and what's the uniform MDA? I forgot. Gonna take a look at that soon, Tanda, as soon as I can. Wow, this is really hard to push in. There's like a small space still between the switch and the PCB. There we go. Oh, how did you like the cruciformer? Did you go all the way? Did the switches become good again? Did you measure them? Okay, yeah, my measurement, I don't remember by heart, but I'm sure it went from 1.31 to maybe 1.29, if I remember correctly. Something like that. Where I get a cruciform at this point, I love my burnt orange boxes, but I use them as is. I can give you the link where I got mine. I think it was a GB, but I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys have the link. Well, this one doesn't want to go in no matter what I do. Don't want to touch the PCB at all. I may desolder this one and try another switch here. I don't know what the deal is with this switch in particular. I don't know if the plate is a little twisted, but it doesn't touch the PCB at all, no matter what I do. I'm gonna leave this one for last. Not gonna solder it right now. You don't need divorce if you never marry. Yes. Is the plate crooked? Even if it was, with me pushing it, it should bend into position, I think. And I'm thinking that it may be this first switch here that is causing the issue. I don't know. So I'm gonna try and find out. All right, Demon, thank you so much for keeping up with us so far. Really appreciate it. I'm still trying to figure out why those switches are not touching the PCB. Okay, yeah, now it's way better. Really better now. Let me see if I can make this one here. Touch it now. Yeah, it seems it was like the first switch there that was causing all the others not to touch. It's a lot better now. Try and redo this one here. Tell us a story. What kind of story are you looking for? More vodka. Yeah, another shot, please. Hey, look at that. Thank you so much, Matt, for the follow. Really appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Younger keep days. Do you want to hear about crazy stories? I can tell you some of my crazy stories. I used to drink a lot back in the day, so I have my share of crazy stories. What about Chinese food? I don't have any about Chinese food. I do have One about the day that I came back from a night out, and I used to live at an apartment building, and I lived on the 12th floor, right? And then I came back and the power was out. And then I said, oh my God, I'll need to use the stairs. And I was really, really drunk. And then I got on the stairs, and I knew that I had to count to 12. So I went up 1, 2, 3, 12. I was so drunk that I opened the door and I slept on the couch that night. But my surprise was that I woke up with this guy poking me and said, hey, I think you're in the wrong apartment. I basically slept on someone else's couch half of the night because I lived on the 12th floor, but I had to count to, there was 2 stairs per floor. So I counted to 12, but I was only on the 6th floor. So I spent half of the night sleeping in someone else's couch. I swear to God, that's a true story. I imagine this guy or this guy's wife waking up in the middle of the night and the wife poking him and, hey, there's someone sleeping in her couch. Yeah, lucky. Like, imagine if it was in my house. I don't know what I would do. I think I would call the cops or something. He was nice enough to say, hey, I think you're on the wrong apartment. That's a good story that doesn't involve any Chinese food. Oh yeah, I would be dead. Or did someone? Yeah, I mean, there's the Brazilian saying, right? But that was crazy. Like, that was crazy. Seems like we're doing better on this column. Things are looking good. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about your crazy stories, your crazy drunk stories? I'm sure you guys have some. You're among friends. You can share your crazy stories. Man, and it's really hard to make sure that everything is properly flush. Come on, guys, it's your turn. Don't leave me alone. Okay, I'm gonna hold you accountable for that. Really, you're always the the spectator, Panda. But you can share the ones that you were only a spectator. It's totally fine as well. And it's really hard to have flush switches on this build. My God. This one is nowhere near flush. And I think it's the plate. Especially on this row here. Yes, they're yeah. Let me see if I can show you, Anthony. No, this one here, I don't think it's flush even to the plate. Or is it? So this is the switch that is presenting some issues. Is it flush with the plate? What do you think? And I try to push it down, but let me see if I can show you how it's not flush against the PCB. It's really hard. But you can kind of see that the front noob thing is not touching. Yeah, I think I'll have to clip the PCB mount. That's a good idea. Let me do that. Problem fixed. That was it. And it's funny how for the other rows it's not a problem. It's mostly for this row here. No, this is instantly flush, like 100%. But interesting enough, this one here, on the same row, you can see that it's completely flush. So I'm gonna go and in trial and error, the ones that don't get flush, I'll just cut the... Yeah, it's super odd. Problem solvers. Thank you, Anthony. I think this one is flush. Either the holes on the PCB or the PCB mount pins on the switches. Yes. And I think it's the holes, if I could point a culprit here. And there is one switch here that is really hard to tell if it's flush or not. I believe it is, but it's really hard to tell. Yeah, and it's funny how some of them stay flush and how others don't. Like the top row is no problem. Yeah, and the bottom row as well. No issues here. And for this one, even this row that was problematic on another column is, I'm starting to think, yeah, it may be the board itself that has some cutouts that are shorter. I did try other switches on certain holes, so I think it's the PCB itself. Yeah, for instance, this one won't go in. I'm seeing already that, yeah, it's totally floaty. Gonna cut out the legs. You can see from how hard it is to take them out. Oof, and I may damage this. No, it's good. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is for the rows that I know that the switches can go flush even with the PCB pins left, I'm gonna insert all of them, and then I think I'm gonna clip all the switches on the second row. Yeah, and I can see even on the first row, some switches just don't go in. So I may as well clip everything. I'm gonna leave the anchor switches as they are, and this one just opened. Wow. God damn it. Yeah, there are definitely issues with the hose. Yeah, you may have had to. And I don't know if you saw what I did. I kind of made the hose a little larger, and that worked. So I might as well do that on all the holes. This definitely works. Oh, this is gone. This switch is gone. Yeah, this is working effectively well. Like all the switches are flush now after I kind of raped them. Everything is flush after doing that little enlargement. Yeah, like I really want this to be perfect. Especially since you're in the audience. I wonder how hard or difficult it is or costly it is to do that. I know it adds machine time, but I don't know how much. Who said building keyboards doesn't burn calories?
To me when you're done, plan to start a family with someone. Am I an option or far from? Baby, tell me now before I run. What about us? What about us? What about us? What about us? Try to talk about the situation. My words fall on deaf ears with more confusion. You know that I can treat you better. And all of these years I've wasted, you always come running back over and over and over again. We don't have to fight. Let's make it right. Baby, tell me now before I run. What about us?
Hey, Zenoviek, how are you? Right now I'm struggling with some PCB mount because the PCB holes are a little too tight. So I'm trying to make them a little larger so that the switches can be flush against the PCB. Yeah, no, how did you try to desolder? Did you use a pump like I'm doing here? If so, I totally feel your pain. Thank you so much, Tess. You have a good night, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Crow, how are you? Welcome. And thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I remember the first board that I tried to desolder. It was Cooler Master Rapid Eye, and oh my god. As you have a wonder in hands. Yes, this is actually a Matrix Abel Dark Plus. I don't know if you know it. And I'm struggling. Oh yeah, I had to desolder the LEDs and everything. I ended up fucking the board badly, but it was a good learning experience. I actually bought a new PCB. I really don't want to lose my mind to say, oh yeah, of course. But now that the board is trash, what you can definitely do is use it to try to desolder, to learn how to desolder. That's one thing you could potentially do. So it looks like that the switches that are on are all good. So I'm gonna go ahead to the next row. I don't know if I just clip the switches for the intermediary rows. I don't know what I do. This is working fine, but it's a lot of work. but it's super effective. Oh, I forgot to do this one. That's why it was not flush. Yeah, like the problem with this build is that the PCB itself, the holes for the PCB mount pins, they are too tight. So what I'm doing is I'm making them a little larger to make sure that the switches are flush with the PCB. I could cut the PCB pins, and I did that for a few switches, but I'm just trying to save the switches, the pins.
We are dreamers. Take it from me, I've learned my lesson. She gave everything, she was such a blessing, but from day to day, she would change her ways. Give me her love, then she'd take it away, just like the reaper. Thought she was the one for me, turned out she was a sleeper. Sleeping on me in this game of love. I was too blind to see it'll never be enough. So good is never good enough for her. She won't stay for long while she's bringing you down, but she'll suck you right in with what she's doing. You'll want her somehow in her final bow, like an elevator, elevator. She'll take you up and bring it down, down, down. She's like an elevator, elevator. She'll take you up and bring it down, down, just like an elevator. Take it from me, I've learned my lesson. Don't let her get close, don't get invested. No, she's not like you and I. So don't be fooled by those pretty eyes, pretty eyes, pretty eyes. Nothing behind them, nothing but cold, cold, cold winter nights. Freezing on me in this game of love. I was too blind to see it'll never be enough for her. Never, never, never.
And for some of the switches, it doesn't matter what I do, I just have to end up cutting the PCB mounts pins, because otherwise it doesn't stay flush like this one. It wouldn't stay flush.
Just like an elevator. Take it from me, I've learned my lesson. She gave everything, she was such a blessing, but from day to day, she would change her ways. Give me her love, then she'd take it away.
I just need to be careful and make sure that there are no traces around those PCB mount holes. There shouldn't be, because there is a clearance on the PCB specs, but like here they are somewhat close. You don't want to disturb that too much. Perfect. All right, so I'm thinking that for the rest of the switches, I might go ahead and cut the pins off. Perfect. Hey, Zaid B, how are you? Thanks for joining us. I'm struggling here with this build. Trying to have to clip a couple of PCB mount pins because the PCB is a little tight. But trying to survive. Yeah, that could be another idea. Lubing the holes. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that. But that could solve the problem potentially, yes. Heron Xing, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Oh, really? I'm happy that you're here as well. It's being a really tricky build. The most of the switches are not the PCB pins. The holes on the PCB are really tight. So I'm either pushing them hard to go in, or what I'm doing now is I'm either clipping them, or I am getting this tool and trying to make the holes a little larger, depending on where they lie on the PCB. So that was the small problem that I found on this combination of PCB and switch. I'm using Gateron inks here. But thank you so much for joining and for following. By the way, do not try this at home. And thank you so much for joining, man. It's a pleasure to have you here. All right, we have 3 switches left. So I am in doubt about this one here. So I'm gonna do this one later. I'm gonna measure it against the case. Here we go. All right, let me grab the top. All right, let's see where those should go. Okay, so it's to the right. To the right. And this is possibly to the left. All right, here we go. Would you recommend going with a premium board like a key code for my first? I would not. I think you should start with something cheaper to learn how to proper solder, to to see what kind of switches you like and whatnot. I would recommend going with something from KBD fans first, maybe a Tofu or something like that, and then scaling up, because it's very likely that your taste will change with time. So the switches that you like at the beginning are not the same that you will like as you get more used to the hobby. That's at least what happened to me. So that's why I recommend against going straight to a premium, like a Keycode board straight away. All right, so I think all the switches are soldered. We're gonna start soldering the second pin. So, yeah, exactly. Keycode is gonna be really expensive. Yes, Fiao I think is a good first build. I would recommend that for sure. Oh yeah. Did you see the Polaris? I think Polaris may be a better first board because you get something that is top mounted and gasket mounted right off the gate. So if you like the way the Polaris look, I would go with that instead of the Fiel. Yes, that's another thing. If you start straight from the top, you won't know how better it is than the average keyboard. So I would advise starting, with something more mundane and then moving up. Yeah, I strongly advise you to go with Polaris. I don't think you'll regret it. Yeah, and there's still the Brutal raffle that's going on, but I would still go with the Polaris, I think. It's a great first keyboard. And it's also gasket mount. I think the Brutal is just plain top mount. How much is the Brutal, the SE? Do you know? Do you remember? Because maybe price-wise it makes more sense. I don't know. So 290. I think for that price range, Polaris is a clear winner. Toplex says it could be the keyboard of the year. I think there's a good chance it will be, given the features. But the Bruto is also a great keyboard. I own one, but I still didn't build it. I still didn't unbox it. I'm gonna unbox it probably tomorrow or the day after. And then we're gonna have a build of the Bruto 60. I was just waiting for my FR4 plate, and it just arrived today. So we're gonna have both the unboxing of that and the FR4 plate. Yeah, it's really thick. The Bruto is really thick. Oh, and I forgot to solder one switch completely. Just make sure that it's flush. Is it flush? Yes, it is. Yeah, I really like the Bruto as well, but I would still get the Polaris if it was me. I think the Polaris is prettier and packs more features. Will you go for the Polaris? Yes, I am. I am. I have a serious issue. Let me tell you guys. I have a problem deciding colors. I have gone back and forth on the color. I still didn't decide which color I am getting for the Polaris. I think I'm getting the rose gold, but I'm still not 100% sold. What color are you guys getting? Do you recommend any plate for linear switch for the Polaris? Half brass or full poly? You know, for my taste, I would go with full poly. Actually, I'm getting the full poly and a half FR4 plate. I love polycarbonate plates. They have the best sound, in my opinion, with linear switches. Either rose gold or you white, leaning more towards rose gold because there are many boards. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's not a safe choice by any means. All right, let me just double check that everything is soldered and then we can test the board. So yeah, I was thinking of either rose gold, e-white, and maybe red. I don't have any red boards. You see, I always forget at least one pad. And this board was no exception. All right, seems like we got it all. Let me zoom out a little bit. Take this out of the way. Let's just not change everything around until we make sure that the switches are working, and then we can have a clean this a little bit. This is super messy right now. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to keyboard tester. Let me change this to Josh. Let me pause the music. Let's see. This one is not showing anything, but it showed as when I clicked it, it appeared there. Let's see. Let's reset. You see? Yeah, well, that's working. Is this function, or did I forgot to solder it, or is this bad? Now I'm worried about this switch here, since it's not actuating, and it's a very important switch to me. I think we'll have to desolder this guy because it's really not actuating. Oh boy, it has to be the last switch. Wait, did it actuate and I didn't see it? Because it was the other control, most likely. Let me reset. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the deal was, but it's working. No, it did work. It was something with the software. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Let me clean this a little bit, and then we can start assembling this. Hold on. Let me just quickly go wash my hands, and I'll be back in 1 second. Sorry guys, I'm back. Let me grab this stuff. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to mount this along with the acrylic piece that we need to peel out. How will I peel this out? Is this gonna be very tricky? I think it's starting to work. There we go. Cool. Oh my god, it had to break. There we go. Cool. This one worked a lot better. Let me see, where is the little thing that goes along with it? Where did I put it? Hold on. Yeah, so this is the other piece. I think it goes in like this. Making sure it's aligned. And then we have this little acrylic thing. Should go like that. And how hard will it be to put this all together? Let me think. How do I put it all together? Seems to be in somewhat correctly. Let's see if we can put the screws back. Nope, not working. Let's see. What did I do wrong? Oh, the little acrylic thing fell to the side. So yeah, this is gonna be very tricky. Let's see if I can align this guy in here. And then let's see if I can put it like this. Making sure that it's, oh yeah, I need to cut it. So we need to cut this flush, this thing that I did. All right, that makes sense. Let's see if I can cut it flush. Still not perfect. Let me see if I can make it even more flush. There. Cool. Now it's really flush. Let's see if we can get it to align now. I think it's good enough. Let's see if I can now put this guy on top of it. Yeah, let me tell you guys, this is really hard. Maybe I can try to put it. Yeah, and I put it on the opposite side. It's actually like this. There you go. Okay, I think I got it. Now let's see if I can screw it in. It's a lot more promising now. Stay there. Try to do this side first. Yes, we got it. I'm so happy. All right, let's see. How it looks. Yeah, it looks perfect. Very nice. Okay, let's get the PCB. Oops. So now this, oh, so we have one small issue. I'll have to bend those pins as well up, and I don't even know if that's gonna work. Oh, that's not too good. Let me see it again. Fix it. Yes. Can you guys see what the problem is? This thing, maybe we can try to pull it up. Maybe. Let me see what I can do. Let's see if that is enough. It may be enough. Hey, Zentic. You think it's not gonna fit here? I think there is enough room. Look. There's definitely enough room, Panda. No? Oh, but there is one big issue. I don't know which way of the connectors is the correct one. So I'll have to reopen it. Or can you guys clip the time where I did this? Is it even possible? I don't think so, right? No, but the real issue here is that I don't even know which one of those is the square. There is no way to see it from here. And I fear that if I connect them wrong, they're gonna... Yeah, I'll have to open this. That's for sure. All right, so This is going like this. So the square is always the first one. Okay, the square is the first one closer to the hole. Help me remember that. I doubt. Did it work? Yeah, it did. Mother effer. Yeah, this didn't work this time around. Something misaligned. And it's the diffuser again. I'm wondering if I should glow the diffuser. Maybe I should put some... yeah, I may do that. Hold on. See if I can put a little bit of two-sided tape. Hold on. Let me grab it. 1 second, guys. Fair. 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 I am back. No, it's kind of in reverse. Hold on. The PCB and the plate is done. I'm just trying now to figure out a way to keep this diffuser glued to this piece. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm gonna put a little bit of two-sided tape on the diffuser itself so that I can glue it on the... Let me see. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Even if it dries out, it's just to stay for us to put it in. It doesn't matter if it dries later. is just for the initial insert. See what I mean? So it doesn't fall right now. If it dries later, we're good. It doesn't matter. And then it's like this. Maybe I should put a little bit here. No, I think we're good. Let's see. Still misaligned? Oh, no, this time it worked. Okay. Or did it? Okay, let me put those three. So just remembering that ground is the first one. So ground is going to be black. It's going to be black, white, and gray. Okay, so we have black, white, and gray here. I don't know if those gonna stay in place. I think we may end up having to solder everything. We'll see. And here you have ground. Grounds, white, and this one is being a little bit tricky. Okay, so I think that if I'm able to tape this down here, we may be good. Hold on. Let me get some Crampton tape. Matrix has some neat boards in the works in general, so I would like to own one day. Yes, and the thing is that their boards are skyrocketing, the price of their boards. Did you see that 3.0, I think, for $1,400 today? Yeah, I like those crazy builds, to be honest, Talisman. I like those different builds, not out of the ordinary. So let me glue this one here. See if it's gonna stay in place, which I doubt. So we may need to, let me screw the PCB in and then we'll figure out what to do with this. Yeah, I know. That's pretty crazy, right? That price. Captain, yes. I don't think it will stick as well as I thought it would. Okay, now I need to figure out what to do with this. I mean, potentially it will stay in place, but I would love to put some tape around it, but I don't think this tape is wanting to stay in place. You see, it's lifting up, so I may need another kind of tape. Hold on. Let me see what happens if I use good old regular tape. I think it may adhere a little better. It may not be as pretty, but if it stays here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But if it gets loose after we close it, we may not have an issue. So let's try that. Hold on. Let me see how flush it's gonna stay. Yeah, we have the exact problem that Panda said we may have. I don't think it's gonna close. Hold on, it may as well close. Yeah, but I don't want the PCB touching on the bottom. Let me just make one. See what happens if I try to close it. Hold on. Hey, Sleepy Pete, how are you? This thing is proving to be a very challenging build. It may work, guys. Yeah, it is somewhat flush. Let's see if it works when we plug it. Now is the time where it blows up. Yep. So that's pretty sick. Hey P4Fo, thank you so much for the follow. And thank you for, yeah, I'm really digging this board. I think we can take this thing that's messing up with my white balance. Oops, sorry about that, guys. So now let's add some keycaps. I have BSP beige to try on this board. If we don't like it, I could do white on black as well. GMQ white on black. But I really wanted to try this BSP kit. Josh intensifies, yes. Oh, nice. This has nipples. I didn't remember that it had nipples. Oops, I thought this was R. Here is R. Yeah, we don't have the modifier colored tilt, I don't think. So we're gonna have to live with that. I think the legends are a little better, but I think they're pretty equivalent. Oh, I don't have my sub count. I don't even know how to get that command going. No idea. If you do know, let me know. I would be glad to edit. But I think in general, it's very comparable to APBT. There's a little more hype around BSP because it's harder to find, I guess. And this shift is kind of messed up. There's something really wrong here. I think the F9 or either the F9 or the F10 or both. No, F10 is messed up. Wow. We're gonna have to take it out. Something really messed up here. Oh, easy fix. It's one of the pins. It just went out. It was one of the... Oof, thank God it was that. This is what it was. The pin that I cut out. Thank God. Yeah, that's better. Yes, 6 and 7 maybe. And I don't know if it's the keycap. Hold on. Or if it's the switch, but it does look misaligned. Let me put some... Hold on. Yeah, it's definitely keycaps. You know what I'll do? I think I'll take it out and put some GMK white on black. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm starting to think this board doesn't deserve those misaligned caps. So let's do it. Your wish is my command. Hold on, let me just take everything out and we can start over. Really hard to take those out. Yeah, I must confess that I didn't like it when I first saw it, but somehow it grew on me and I really like it now. I think it looks amazing. All right, off with BSP. Let me grab the white on black. Oops. This end is wrong. Oh, and I don't want the barred. I want the deep dish. I wish this set had Alt GR. I really like Alt GR aesthetically. This control is terribly wrong. That's a good idea to take it from Metaverse, but I think I'm using it. It's a very good idea. Oh, look at that. We have a control. Do you guys know which software matrix boards use by default? Is it Boot Mapper? Is it a proprietary mess? Do you guys know? I didn't look into it. Are they non-programmable? Really? I really want to make this control, but I can make it with my operating system. Are you giving this keyboard away to us? Of course. There's a raffle, remember? I would cry for maybe 10 days. For the TMO, yes, yes. For the TMO. Exactly. Where is the delete? The delete that I have is row 1. So not this. Or is everything here row 1 and I'm crazy? Because I do have a row 1 page up, page down, I'm sorry. And I do have a row 1 end. Is that how we play TKL? Wow, really? 5? I know that Chubbs is doing it. Who else? I'm out a bit. Man, you're nuts. You know that? The amount of bits and everything that you donate. That's really appreciated. Yeah, so I think the correct here is row 1. I'm just tripping, thinking that it's something else. Because there is no delete for row 2. Oh, and I messed it up. It's insert first. I don't know how to TKL. Spend a lot on lap dances. Oh, now that I see we're also missing F4. Oof. This was the correct decision. For sure. We're getting there, guys. We're getting to the typing test. So yeah, Tiny. Yeah, I received a notification for Tiny, for Mac on the X, and for Tubies. True. But I am stealing other people's spots because this is one of my longest streams ever. We're going to probably around 4 hours of streaming. So guys, what is the verdict here? I need to clean it properly though. I think it looks majestic. What do you guys think? Let's plug it in and let's have that nice typing test. Very nice, right? I'm pleased with how this turned out. Plug it in. Josh. All right, let me bring up some typing stuff. And let me bring the other mic here. And let me change mics. Hold on, let me just put this thing here. And let's stop the music. Let me change the audio to this mic in front. You guys are probably hearing me differently. Let me grab my little. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. There we go. Let me do it again without the headset. All right. Man, what did I do? I keep talking without the mic on. So I asked what you guys thought about the sound. I think it sounds really good. It's a pleasure to type on. And I think with this background, it looks a lot better. So the thing that I really I shouldn't have said anything. I would be here and say bye guys and whatnot. How mean of you guys. But in anyways. Alright guys, do you guys have any questions? Anything else I can show you off the build that you guys didn't see? I think this is a beautiful keyboard. I love the chamfers. How they look. I think it's just amazing. And in person it's even more impressive, like a beautiful, beautiful board. And I figure, I don't know if there is a way to change the effects, to have like new kinds of effects. I think there is, because this thing has different colors too. So I need to figure that out. How you... Yeah, we can take a look at that maybe. Hold on. Let me go back to the screen sharing. Let's see here. Matrix Abel Dark Plus. Switches and stabilizers. PCB. Maybe I should just open Bootmapper to see if it works. Nope, not Bootmapper client. Ggon, maybe? How do I connect again? Nope. Not Ggon as well. Let's see, unassembled, eBay. We've got the PCB resetted. Doesn't say anything about programming. Yep. So maybe whoever said that there is, oh, matrix PCB is unprogrammable. There you go. Yeah, I will have to remap some of the keys, but that's all right. I can do that on my operating system. All right, guys. With that said, I don't think we have anything else. Do you guys have anything else other than having a final look at this beautiful board? The problem is that the sound, it messes up with the sound. I need to figure out why. But it's definitely a beautiful board. The side profile is amazing. Really digging it. All right, guys. Whew, that's been a long stream. Take care, all of you. And I'll see you guys probably tomorrow where I'll have some unboxings. And I'm going to announce the next week's build. All right. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a good night. Bye.